President Trump is dealing with backlash from his MAGA base. At issue is his administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Many conservatives argue Attorney General Pam Bondi should be fired. NBC's Hallie Jackson reports the president, though, is sticking with his attorney general for now.
President Trump today facing a revolt in the MAGA ranks over how his administration has handled the case of notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Late Sunday, trying to downplay dissatisfaction and backing his deputy FBI director, Dan Bongino.
I spoke to him today, Dan Bongino, and he sounded terrific, actually. No, I think he's in good shape.
Bongino considered resigning over the Epstein files after a heated confrontation with Attorney General Pam Bondi, according to a source familiar with his interactions and another person who has spoken with him. The former podcaster, one of multiple Trump loyalists who had promoted conspiracies about Epstein's prison suicide 6 years ago, but in his new job, acknowledging no cover-up, despite deep skepticism from others in the president's base. At a conservative conference this weekend, that fury on full display.
How many of you are satisfied? You can clap. Satisfied with the results of the Epstein investigation? Clap.
With calls to fire Bondi, the president bringing Bondi to a soccer match Sunday, defending her as fantastic online, and writing, "What's going on with my boys?" and in some cases, gals, adding, "People should not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about." It comes after the DOJ released an unsigned 2-page memo last week saying it would not make additional disclosures in the Epstein case, reaffirming Epstein was not murdered and adding he did not maintain a client list that he used to traffic underage girls, contradicting what Bondi told Fox News in February.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
Bondi later saying she was referring to the Epstein files in general, as she is now squarely in the spotlight.
Pam, if you can't do your job, we'll find someone who will.
That was Hallie Jackson reporting. Now, this coincides with today's deadline for the Trump administration to respond to an appeal for Epstein's former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. She's currently serving 20 years in prison for sex trafficking. Maxwell was convicted on 5 counts of aiding Epstein in his abuse of underage girls in December 2021. 4 women testified at trial they had been abused as minors at Epstein's homes, and that Maxwell talked them into giving Epstein massages that turned sexual. Lawyers for Maxwell argue she never should have stood trial due to a plea deal between Epstein and prosecutors in 2008.